Good morning, and welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living here on Airport Boulevard. So glad you're here. My name is Marianne Atwell Hardy, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here. And we're going to start today, like we always start, with a meditation that we're going to do for about 15 minutes. And that just helps us kind of settle in, focus on what we're about to hear, what we're about to experience, which is the service that follows. So I ask you at this point to just settle in, move around, do whatever it is, shake it out. That's right. That's right. And something that I find very soothing is called a butterfly hug. And that's when you actually cross your arms, because crossing the midline of the body kind of connects our emotion and our thinking mind. And then there's an acupressure point right below your clavicle. So if you'll just kind of go back and forth, just like a little butterfly wing would do. And I encourage you to try it any time. Like anything else, the more we do it, the faster we get there in terms of calm. So this morning, I'm going to read from Carolyn Mace's book, Intimate Conversations with the Divine. Teresa of Avila was right when she described negative thoughts, attitudes, and emotions as reptiles creeping into our minds and hearts. They are invaders, and they do see better at night than we do. We may think we have overcome a fear, a negative influence, or a pattern of control, only to discover it has a different way in. It makes its way through the lesser known passages of our unconscious. And once again, we are in the gravity field of a Buddha sized illusion. We tumble toward the dark side, falling down that long interior tunnel. Our worst nightmares wake from their slumber as we whirl by their emotional cubbyholes. Ugh, we think. As we realize we have awakened our dragons, our gargoyles, and our ghosts. And once again, we embrace ourselves for a haunting. Just when we think we have cleansed ourselves of these unwelcome psychic homesteaders, we are reminded they actually own some of our inner real estate. They're not just passing through. We must make peace with them one way or another. We have to allow them to stay because they're ours. They're our dragons, our gargoyles, our ghosts. But we can remember they stay on our terms. They must follow our rules. And that negotiation requires prayer. Ordinary thoughts and words do not have the authority to challenge darkness. We can calm ourselves with ordinary words. We can tell ourselves that things will be fine and there's nothing to be afraid of. But without grace, words can only calm us for a brief period of time. Light, on the other hand, has authority over the dark. Words animated by grace penetrate into your soul, shattering negative thoughts and replacing them with holy messages. You'll be fine, they remind you. Things will work out. Transmissions of grace have the immediate effect of resetting your entire being. People have often told me they heard a voice tell them they would be fine, and then they knew it was true. It never occurred to them to question whether they really heard that voice. They knew they had, and they immediately trusted that holy messenger. The precious grace of holy listening settles deeply into us, calming our inner being and penetrating every cell in our bodies. The divine is organic, just like us. Divine light flows through our blood and bones, through our thoughts and emotions. This is the presence of God in us. Don't listen for words. Feel and sense your way into holiness. So, experiencing that light within, I invite you to just settle in for about 10 more minutes of just quiet and sense that presence that's always and everywhere with us. work of the divine. That not only warms us, but has the potential to change the world. I invite you to very gently come back into the room if you're ready. If not, you can stay right where you are. And I just want to thank you for your presence, for being here, for opening your heart, mind, inner eyes with meditation. So we'll take a short break and the service starts at 10:15. See you then.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. We're so glad that you have joined us this morning here at 4 Points by Sheridan, or perhaps you have invited us into your homes today. Whichever way, it is wonderful that we are all together today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the privilege and the honor of being this community's spiritual director. We're part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And at Centers for Spiritual Living, we believe that there is one power and presence that is back of everything that there is. One power and presence that created everything that we can see and everything that we cannot see, and that includes each and every single one of us. We believe that right where we are, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness, and that we were created in its image and likeness. So if it is creative, then we too are creative. And what that means to me is that if we do not like the experience that we are having, then we can change it. Change your thinking, change your life is not just a bumper sticker, it's actually a principle, and one of the principles that we believe in and teach here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. We are so glad that you are here to join us. We gather together on Sundays, Wednesdays on Zoom, and for classes and for social events to support each other as we walk this spiritual path. Today is flower dedication. We try to do a flower dedication every week, and today's flower dedication is for the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. This is an annual celebration that recognizes the historical and cultural contributions of individuals and groups of Asian and Pacific Islanders descent to the United States. The AAPI umbrella term includes cultures from the entire Asian continent, including East, Southeast, and South Asia, and the Pacific Islands of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. As of 2020 US Census, there were about 20.6 million people of Asian or Pacific Islander descent in the United States. Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have contributed significantly to many facets of the American culture and society, including sciences and medicine, literature and arts, sports and recreation, government and politics, and activism and law. In 2021, Kamala Harris became the first Asian American vice president of the United States. Today, we celebrate the unique journey of all Asian American and Pacific Island immigrants and citizens in the United States and their unique life experiences, traditions, and cultures. We see you, we know who you really are, and we celebrate you. So, I have one announcement today, and this is for our Gourmets for God. We are bringing back Gourmets for God after COVID, and this is the first time that we will be doing it. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, it is a friend and fundraiser that we have done a number of different years here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. And what it involves is that people will be called to host an event. Now, that event can be anything from a picnic with a box lunch afterwards to a 5 course meal in your home. It could be a game night. It could be um, an opportunity for people to come together to work on making jewelry and then having something to eat afterwards. It could be anything. You're only limited by how constraint you allow your imagination to be. So what happens is that for 3 weeks during June, from the beginning of June till 21st or 22nd, 3 weeks or so, we will be uh, getting, really finding out who really wants to be a host of one of these events. And then for the next 3 weeks, we will be having a silent auction of some type. We're still working on how that can work out online for everyone. And then after that, so then that will take us then throughout most of July. And then beginning August 15th through the middle of November, those events can happen. And the really good news is that there's really no overhead for the center. We all of the money obtained during the silent auction will come to the center. That's the fundraiser part of it. And the friend raiser part of it is that you are inviting people to come together in your home, to come together at a lakeside, to come together at a bowling alley, to like Heather and I often have a game night, and we do it at the lodge at Crossroads. So whatever that is, we come together and we break bread together and we laugh together and we have fun together. And so it's both a fun and a friend raiser. And so I invite you to begin to think about whether or not you would like to host an event. It is really fun to host the event. And, it is something then that not only are you choosing to facilitate, but then you're also choosing to pay for whatever that is, okay, whatever that looks like. And it is really a magnificent time and an opportunity for us to raise some funds for the center. So be on the lookout for information that will be coming out soon about that. There's a registration form that you'll fill out and send back to us regarding your interest and your powerful yes to host one of the events. So be on the lookout for that. I have, remember this month, the theme is the light within the shadows. So I have a little bit of humor today around that theme. And apparently, Patty and John are working on a building site. And Patty says to John, I need a day off. I'm going to pretend I've gone mad. Patty climbs up into the rafters, hangs upside down from them, and shouts, I'm a light bulb. I'm a light bulb. While John looks on in amazement, the foreman shouts, Patty, go home. You've gone mad. As Patty packs his kit, the foreman sees John packing his kit as well. And the foreman says, John, where do you think you're going? And John says, well, I certainly can't work in the dark. So I would like to take a moment to thank Marianne for her beautiful meditation that expanded the container of our service today. I would also like to let everybody know that the awesome Reverend Andy Ross is in the house today. And as always, we are really grateful for his presence. So thank you, Andy, for being here. Thank you, Marianne, for your beautiful meditation. And now please assist me as we welcome Marianne back to the podium.
Just tiptoe. It's easier than moving it. Good morning again. The theme for the year 2023, as Rep Dusty said, is living out loud. Our theme for the month of May is the light within the shadows. Rev Andy's talk title today is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement, which is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. So if you will just settle in, get quiet a moment, we're going to transition and listen to the sounds of crystal bowls And I invite you to listen all the way to the end.
I now invite you to bring your attention back into your bodies and back into the rooms that you're in. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Please welcome Melina and Brandon, who will be assisting us this morning. Thank you both. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. I ask you to turn within once again, closing your outer eyes if you're comfortable, as I speak a word of blessing on today's service. Recognizing this beautiful now moment, this good God moment, knowing the presence of Spirit is everywhere all of the time, especially palpable this morning as we gather with like-minded friends. That presence of peace, that presence of power, love itself. I know that I am one with all of those amazing God qualities, that I am imbued with the perfection of God as a child of God, that there is no separation between it and who I am. I know that is the truth of me, as I know that is the truth of each person within the sound of my voice, each person in this beautiful universe. I speak a word of blessing on today's service, this amazing celebration. Blessing Reverend Andy as he comes forth with his effervescent spirit that blesses us whenever he comes to speak, knowing that he is a vessel for the divine and that the message that comes through him today will land on our hearts and in our minds and bless our lives. I speak a word of blessing on Reverend Dusty for her leadership and for her guidance through the center for each of us. I speak a word of blessing on Sandy Hemingway for his gift of song today, for his presence in our community. Word of blessing for Mary Ann for her beautiful meditation and for her presence and her service to our community. And a word of blessing on Ava for her gifts in the AV department, allowing us to be seen and heard online. I'm so grateful for our community and for each of you, each person that makes up this community, that listens in online, that comes in at 4 Points, that gives of their time, talent, and treasure to make our community what it is. I'm so grateful for every single one of you, for each gift. For all of these blessings, I am grateful, and I ask you to anchor this with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you. The reading for today is the poem A Light in the Attic by American poet, writer, and musician Shel Silverstein. There's a light on in the attic. Though the house is dark and shuttered, I can see a flicker and flutter. And I know what it's about. There's a light on in the attic. I can see it from the outside, and I know you're on the inside looking out. And now, the aforementioned amazing Sandy Hemingway. Let's welcome him.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote back in 2015. It's called Sunshine Within the Heart. Every day is new. The stars are decided to hide. Clouds may have struck the view. Still the sun will rise. Whenever the sun is shining, we think it allows us to see. But hidden behind the light, the stars still gleam. Appearances can be deceiving. Starlight can only be seen in the dark. Living the truth means believing there's sunshine within the heart. Sunshine within the heart. Just because we cannot see doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. Every night we dream, first we must close our eyes. Blinded we then can see movies in our minds. Wherever we go when dreaming, it vanishes when we arise. A world of our own creation in our mind. Reality can be deceiving. Dreaming can only be done in the dark. Living the truth means believing there's sunshine within the heart. Sunshine within the heart. Just because we cannot see doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. Just because we cannot see doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. Every day is new. Everyone gets to find sunshine within the heart. Thank you.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. You have to do the thing. Oh, I'll figure it out. Just the sort of thing. I'll wait. That's good. That's perfect. Right in front of my mouth. Hey. Hey. Sandy. Well done, as usual. I could say good morning, impressionable young minds, old minds, ancient minds. No, but I don't think that would be accurate. Because you're here in this place this morning, I don't think you are impressionable minds, at least not easily impressionable minds. I think you are discerning minds. When I was younger, much younger, I used to like to speak in front of crowds that looked at me like this. I don't like that anymore. Now I like to look out and see this. Not impressionable minds, discerning minds. The Buddha still says, do not take what I say to you as truth because I'm the one who said it. Take it, apply it, and if it works for you, then it's true. If it's not, disregard it and go away. Just go away. Don't be impressionable, be discerning. So welcome, good morning, discerning young, old, and ancient minds. I'm here to assure you that summer is coming. You may walk out this morning and say to yourself, summer's not coming. It's cold and rainy, which I like, but summer is coming. I have seen the signs. 3 signs. Sign number 1 that summer is coming, the summer thunderstorm. Recently, I heard the summer thunderstorm, and it's one of my favorite things about living in this area of the world during summertime is we get the summer thunderstorm. It's beautiful. It reminds me of the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The devil has these dark, hollow eyes. You're nodding. You know what I'm talking about. And the devil is standing there in Mississippi, M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I, Mississippi. He's standing there, and it's the middle of, the summer, and it's all hot. And then it begins to rain, and the devil says, sweet summer rain, like God's own mercy. So that's sign number 1 is the summer thunderstorm. Sign number 2, the women in my house are itching. My wife's a preschool teacher, so she's just gotten done with the year of preschool, so she's moving into the summer. She's itching for summer. My children have like a week left of school. My 2 girls, they are itching for summer. Summer doesn't change much in my life and my job, but they start to scurry about and do all these kind of summer things. So sign number 2 that summer is coming is the girls in my house are itching. Sign number 3 is the most important sign. It's my favorite sign. I go out on my back porch, and you know what I see? No people. Not a human in sight. Isolation. Just trees. Which is how I like it. I love people. I do. I love you all. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be speaking to you. People are my life. But when I go home, I don't want to see any of you again. And when I go out on my porch in the wintertime, there's no leaves, so I see through the trees, and I see houses and people and children and cars and all that. But during the summertime, the leaves fill in. I look behind my house, and there's not a person in sight. So summer is coming. Amen? Now, the reason for the lushness, the reason for so much of the change in our lives is because of this big ball of fire that is tilting toward us, or actually we're tilting toward it at this time of year. So much of the lushness, the trees that are coming out, the plants that are coming out, the life that is coming into abundance is all because it's receiving more of the sun's light. Do you know why there's life on this planet? Because of the sun. Plants. I want to say you're in college. Photosynthesis? Public void. What are they teaching these days? That's not my major. I'm a history major. I don't know what photosynthesis. The plants turn sunlight into energy. Those plants create oxygen. We breathe the oxygen. We feed on the plants. We feed on the animals that feed on the plants. The reason we have life on this planet is because of the sun. And the more light we get, the more energy we get, the more life there is. So this time of year, we're tilting toward the sun, and we're receiving so much of its energy, so much it makes us want to go inside to the air conditioning and take a nap. That's how much of the sun's energy. Everything in this universe, everything in our reality is a manifestation of energy. When God creates in the beginning, when God creates, in Kabbalah, it's called Ein Sof. God is called Ein Sof, the endless one. And when the endless one creates, it breaks open, witnesses itself, and what it witnesses is the Om, the vibration. And that vibration in our reality is energy. It's the first form, energy. We are all, even you, Sandy, even poor old Sandy, we are all manifestations of energy. We receive energy, and then what do we do with that energy? We give it. We receive light, and then what do we do with that light? We give it. We give light. We create things. We create thoughts. I'm creating thoughts right now. I'm wondering, how is this going? I'm creating words right now. and I'm creating actions right now. And that's how I give energy. That's how I give light. And most of our choices, if not all of our choices, have to do with where do I want to shine this light? We wake up in the morning, sometimes at 5:30, sometimes at 11:30. You're late for class. You're late for class again. We wake up in the morning and we have a choice to make. How do I want to shine my light today? What do I want to give my energy to? What do I want to create? When you think of thought, you are creating a thought. You are giving energy to a thought and you are creating it. You are pointing energy in that direction and bam, you've created a thought. When that thought becomes a word, that word is a vibration of sound, which is a vibration of energy. I am changing the energy in this room right now. And the thoughts that become words, that become your ideas, yes, I'm influencing you, discerning minds, are also expressions of energy. When I hit this, when I hug you, you're going to get a hug later. You're going to get a hug later too. You're going to get a hug later. When I hug you, I'm giving energy. If I push you, I'm giving a different kind of energy. So we want to decide, how am I going to express this energy? Because we are walking. Have you ever spit into the wind? Is it spit or spit? Spat. Have you ever spat into the wind? When you spat into the wind, what happens? It comes back at you. When you spit into the wind, you walk into that which you created. So you have to decide how you want to spit. In the Hindu traditions, it's called samsara. Samsara is the cycle of lives, and it's all based on karma. What is karma? Energy. Every action, every thought, every word, every deed bears a fruit, and that fruit is the world you're walking into. You're quite literally walking into the world you created. Every thought creates something, every word creates something, every action creates something, and yet you, just you, have to live with it, have to live in it. And you're not the only one. Everyone around you is doing the same thing. Samsara, the cycle of lives. Now, the Hindu traditions also talk about the cycle beyond life and death, but in the Upanishads, they say this cycle is happening every moment of every day. Think, word, deed, create, die, live. Think, word, deed, create, die, live. This moment's dying right now. This next moment's being born right now. And you're walking into the world which you created. And we can spend so much of our lives. In fact, we could spend a lifetime figuring out how to create the best thoughts, how to create the best words, how to walk into the best reality. A lot of wisdom out there. A lot of wisdom teaching you, okay, how can I think thoughts that serve me the most, that serve others the most? How can I speak words that serve me the most, that serve others the most? How can I act in a way that serves me the most, that serves others the most? It's a constant cycle of learning. We are constantly learning from our actions, dissecting our actions. We are analysts, analyzing our lives. And you can spend your entire life doing that, and that would be fine. You see where this is going? Oh, you see the shift. You feel it. Okay. That'd be fine. That is a life worth living. And most of us are trying our best to do that. How can I act in the best way? How can I think in the best way? How can I speak in the best way? But the mystics from these traditions say something else. They say, yes, think good thoughts. Yes, speak positive words. Yes, act in a way that makes this world the best place it's going to be. But that's not going to bring you peace. That's not going to bring you joy, and that's not going to bring you love, and that's not going to bring you fulfillment. There is no thought that is perfect. There is no word that is perfect. There is no action that is perfect. Important, yes, to cultivate energy. Important, yes, to express energy. Important, yes, to create positive things. But there's no peace there. One of my favorite texts, the Bhagavad Gita, starring Krishna, the incarnation of God. And Krishna says, hey, bro, It's actually in Sanskrit. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. The cycle of samsara has you, and you can act in the highest manner possible. You can act with wisdom, but you're still going to be bound by those actions. You're still going to be caught in the cycle. Or you can focus on me and let go of all that shit, and then you will find peace. There's words for it in every tradition. The kingdom of heaven, nibbana or nirvana, moksha, satori, samadhi, release from the cycle. The light is constantly shining. Your light is constantly shining. But you want to find some peace, you got to let it get dark. You got to stop acting just for a second. You act. You think. I know I do. I think. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this life out. I'm going to get there. Finally, I'm going to get there. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find peace. And I'm going crazy. Stop the thinking. Stop the speaking. Stop the acting. Just stop the shining. And let it get dark. The earth knows. The earth turns. Why does the earth turn? Because it needs sunlight. Why does the earth turn? Because it needs darkness. It needs light and it needs dark. It needs light and it needs dark. It needs light and it needs dark. When you stop and it get dark, when you stop and it gets dark, you realize something. I'm going to tell you. You got to be patient. I'm going to tell you. Just be patient. I'm going to tell you what it means. I'm hungry. Feed me. When it gets dark, you realize the sun comes from a place. The actions come from a place. The energy comes from a place. When Ein Sof divides and moves, it creates energy. It creates energy. What? It creates energy. What? It creates energy. It creates energy. It moves. It vibrates. The peace, the love, and the joy is in the it. When you sink down into the darkness, when you sink down into the void, when you sink down into that place where all light comes from, you settle into a peace that just is, a love that just is, a joy that just is. And then the world turns, you act, and you realize it's not about what you create. It's about who creates. It's not about what you think. It's about who is thinking. It's not about what you say. It's about who is speaking. It's not about what you do. It's about who is doing the doing. Why are you here? What's the point of all this? Why are you here in this life? Why were you born? Why do you exist? To be. And you are. You've already found it. You never lost it. That thing you're looking for is sitting right there waiting for you to get quiet and realize it and act from that place. And then, then you just create. And all the light's that much more beautiful. You know what happens when it gets dark? Stars. Everywhere, stars. Hold on a minute. I'm not the only light here. Every single other person around me is also a light, shining, creating, thinking, speaking, doing. And all these lights are the same light, and we all come from the same place, and we're all returning to the same place. Yes, that's the secret. That's what all the mystics have been telling you this whole time, that you are not lost. That you are found, that the kingdom of heaven is on the earth and men do not see it, women do not see it, they do not see it. That release yourself from the cycle. Moksha means release. Release yourself from the constant cycle of trying to create something perfect. And just sit and create and sit and create and sit and create. Nibbana, nirvana means blowing out the candle of desire. What is the desire? The desire is to create something perfect. The desire is to create something specific. Oh, I got to create this life for myself. Or just create. Just be. Just go out there and be your beautiful self. What do I want you to do? What do I want you to do? I want you to spend some time in quiet every single day. Usually I say, do what you want to do. I'm not saying that today. Today I'd like for you to spend some time in quiet every single day. And what does quiet mean? Quiet means stop acting, stop thinking, stop speaking, stop doing, just for a moment. You're resisting. Stop. Just for a moment. Let all the light come back. Sit in the silence and feel the presence. Just feel it. Just feel it. That thing that everyone is looking for by going out instead of stopping and going in. Feel the presence of peace, love, and joy. See the stars. See that every squirrel, every acorn, every tree, every person you disagree with, every person you want to in traffic are all just lights shining, coming from the exact same place. I want you to create something beautiful. I do. I want you to have good thoughts, positive thoughts. I want you to have good words, positive words. I want you to have good actions, positive actions, not just for yourself, but for all of us. We need you. We need you in this world. But I also want you to find peace. And there's no action, thought, word, or deed that's going to bring you peace because you already got it. You never lost it. You never lost it. It's right there. Let's pray together for a moment. After thoughts like that, after words like that, words don't seem enough, or words seem too much, maybe. We spend our time looking for you, looking for me. I am. But where'd you go? I mean, you never left. You never left. You've been here the whole time, reaching your hand out. I think the word is grace, offering yourself, saying, here I am. Just stop for a moment. So I suppose my prayer today is a prayer of allowing, a prayer of being, a prayer of thinking from a place, of speaking from a place, of acting from a place, and knowing that place is my place, is our place, where everything comes and everything goes in the cycle. So help me to trust. There's a good word. Help me to find faith that I am everything I need to be already. I was born into it. That you are everything you need to be already. You were born into it. Help me to take it one moment at a time, knowing this is the only moment there is. And bring us all peace. Help us all find peace. Help us all know peace. Help us all be peace. And then, and only then, help us shine. For all these things, and for the silence between all these things, I say thank you and amen. Amen. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. You can be quiet if you want. You don't have to clap.
Thank you very much, Reverend Andy. That was beautiful, as always. Thank you. So it is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to our community to assist us to continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are a number of ways that you can give. The first is to visit our website at www.trianglecsl.org. The second is to text the word give using the following number, 919-230-8445, or you can mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. Please, in this moment, place your hand on your heart with your gift or with a intention for yourself or our community. Simply repeat after me our offering affirmation. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. Thank you all so very much for all of the gifts that you give this community and all of the gifts that you give to the world. As the baskets are being passed, please welcome the awesome, amazing, very talented Sandy Hemingway.
Thank you. This is a song, and most of my songs I forget exactly when I wrote them. This one I remember because I wrote it on Christmas Eve in the Burger King in Greensboro, just before I went to play a Christmas Eve service. And it's called I Am the Moon. Power is not from within, and it's not from afar. It's a force that surrounds us and binds us everywhere that we are. And though it may seem the light comes from above, it rocks and consoles me, embraces and holds me. For the light is true love. I am the moon, I am the moon. I reflect all the love and the light that you are. I am the moon, I am the moon. The gifts I seem to possess are drawn from your star. I cannot escape the bright rays of the love that you shine. Even though that I know as I walk in the glow that the light is not mine, but I get to choose how far I will go. To be a small glimmer or stand tall and shimmer like a full moon about to explode. I am the moon, I am the moon. I reflect all the love and the light that you are. I am the moon, I am the moon. The gifts I seem to possess are drawn from your star. The ebb and the flow of all that I know and all that I feel, it serves as a guide as I flow with the tide for the one love that's real. Power is not not from within, but it's not from afar. It's a force that surrounds us and binds us everywhere that we are. And though it may seem the light comes from above, it rocks and consoles me, embraces and holds me, for the light is true love. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. If you would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org, and on the home page in the upper right-hand corner, click on that button and fill in the request form. We will get your prayer and send it out to all of the ministers and practitioners. If you would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please send an email to info@trianglecsl.org or to Reverend Dusty at dustyripplemeyer@yahoo.com. These beautiful flowers today are from the Cary Farmers Market. The next announcement is about our 2-day TCSL leadership training. The training begins today. The second day is Sunday, June 25th. Together, they serve as a 2-day workshop for those who wish to serve as a team leader, home group leader, or on our leadership council. Even if you're not interested in being a leader at the center, this training is a wonderful workshop to being a leader in your own life. Both days begin at 12 and end at 4. If you're interested, please talk to myself or to Dusty immediately following the service today. And please note that in order to attend, we request that you commit to attending both days and that you have already successfully completed or are signing up for the 10-week foundation class that is beginning in June. Next is an announcement about our ongoing community visioning events. We had our first community visioning in April, and the next two are May 28th and June 18th. We're asking for approximately 20 minutes of your time immediately following the service to facilitate a community visioning. Please consider joining us for one or both of the remaining sessions and add your divine insight to the whole as we move forward into God's highest idea at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Speaking of our June Foundations class, we invite you to consider taking this personal exploration of the 10 core concepts of the science of mind, philosophy, faith, and way of life, and their application to the process of daily living. You will learn to discover and express the power, creativity, freedom, abundance, and joy that lie within you. The Foundations class is required for anyone wishing to serve as a team and/or home group leader or on our leadership council. The course is 10 weeks plus a 1-day prayer workshop. It will be held on Tuesday evenings beginning June 6th, running through August 29th. There is no class July 4th and August 8th. The prayer workshop will be held on Saturday, July 8th from 9 to 4. Class will be held on Zoom from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. The cost is $245, which includes a $25 deposit, and payment plans are available. The required text is The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Please consider joining us for this life-changing class. Now, in the comfort of your own home and here at 4 Points, please stand for our May affirmations. This is a call and response, and please repeat it with meaning. As a spiritual being living a human experience, I live from both the inner and outer spectrums of life.
As a spiritual being having a human experience, I live from both the inner and outer spectrums of life.
I recognize that both are necessary for my growth and evolution.
I recognize that both are necessary for my growth and evolution.
Today, I choose to allow them to work in harmony with one another.
Today, I choose to allow them to work in harmony with one another.
As a human being walking a spiritual path, I often tend to fear the unknown.
As a human being walking a spiritual path, I often tend to fear the unknown.
Today, I consciously release any fear of the dark that I may have and open to new perspectives.
Today, I consciously release any fear of the dark that I may have and open to new perspectives.
I allow myself to hold the unknown with wonderment.
I allow myself to hold the unknown with wonderment.
Today, I choose to shine my light within the dark like the stars shining within the night sky.
Today, I choose to shine my light within the dark like the stars shining within the night sky.
My star shines brightly, and my life is one of balance and wholeness.
My star shines brightly, and my life is one of balance and hope.
And so it is.
And so it is.
You may be seated. And once again, please turn within as I speak a word of gratitude for today's service. So grateful for what has transpired here today, for the wonderful Andy Ross and his message, for each person that showed up here to impart their energy into this room, into this service, for each person online that is listening in real time and all of those that will listen in the future, for our community at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living that allows us to have a home, a place to gather with like-minded folks to explore these amazing ideas and learn new ways of being, new ways of grabbing the light that is always available to us and shining ours each and every day. And also getting comfortable with that dark, knowing that it is indeed the womb that we grow is necessary. So grateful for the music brought forth today by Sandy. So grateful for Ava and AV so that we could be seen and heard online. So grateful for each beautiful soul that makes up this community. Go forth in this week and continue to recognize the blessings that are our lives and to bless others. And so it is.
Thank you all so very much for joining us today. Have an amazing week. I love you all. Take care.